welcome back. Happy Tuesday, man. Very, very looking forward to this video. Finally! The 1990s F1 mistake that Williams never recovered from. Very, very looking forward to this. You guys have pretty much explained to me just a bit of a detail of what happened with Williams, what happened. Shit went left. Obviously, the family used to own it. The rest of the family used to own it. Shit went left. I think they either sold it, got rid of it. They either sold it, showed like their share or whatever. And then after that, after their tenure was over, money became a real issue. But you guys know Williams has some incredibly great drivers. Obviously, the main one is Damon Hill, Nigel Mansell, Senna, Keke Rosberg, and a lot more. Very, very looking forward to this, man. Also, be here March 20th, 19 days. Get ready. First race of the season, F1. We likely will be going live for that race. Get a little watch along, like what we did last year with the last couple of races. Very, very looking forward to it, man. I feel like a damn rookie. New kid on the block, entering your boy's first season, really engaging, really watching F1 from start to finish. Can't wait. I don't cap. Can't wait. Very, very looking forward. But yeah, if you guys have nothing to do on that race day, join the stream, let's hang out, let's have fun. But anyway, let's go and just get started, man. What happened?
The Williams family is no longer involved in the Formula One team Frank Williams and Patrick Head set up in the 1970s and ran with such success over the decades that followed. New owners came in during August 2020, and less than a month later it was confirmed that new management was being installed, with Frank and Claire Williams stepping down from their roles as team principal and deputy. While that is seen by many as a sad day for F1, Williams' achievements during those years under Frank's stewardship should always be celebrated. 114 race wins, 7 drivers' titles and 9 constructors' crowns were a phenomenal achievement. But it was when the team was at the height of its
them dudes were some studs.
Biggest mistakes. We outlined briefly in a previous video on this channel how losing Adrian Newey was one of Williams' key errors.
Adrian Newey.
A list of 10 things that led to the team's decline. We didn't really get a chance to explain that in full.
You gotta check him out as well.
Make sure you check out the rest of that list, and if you like what you've seen from the race and want to show your support, subscribe to the channel and hit the notifications bell to keep up with everything that we're doing. Now let's get on to how Williams lost Newey, which we can boil down to 3 strikes.
Losing Mansell. But he went to IndyCar though.
Newey took a pay cut to join Williams from Leighton House, although he was effectively fired by his former employer.
Dang.
If you want to know much more about how all that fell apart in the summer of 1990, check out the France 1990 episode of our Bring Back V10's Classic F1 podcast. Newey initially joined Williams as head of research and development, but Patrick Head saw quickly how much potential he had and promoted him to chief designer.
Okay, I'm tripping. I thought Newey was a driver. My bad. My bad. My bad.
Success quickly followed. Williams and Nigel Mansell then somehow managed to turn a dominant championship-winning campaign into a messy divorce during 1992. Under pressure, or perhaps that should be encouragement from French suppliers Renault and Elf, Williams was convinced to sign Alain Prost for 1993. Mansell wasn't happy about that, having not got on well with Prost at Ferrari in 1990, but he struck a deal with Williams for equal status with Prost.
Bro, I don't know why, but I get so freaking confused between Senna and Prost for some reason. I know I said this before a couple of videos behind, but for some reason, I've always had an issue regarding who's who. And it's probably not even it's probably very, very clear and obvious to tell who is who. But for some reason, I've always had an issue. I don't know if it's just the hair back then or what. But I've always had an issue with who is who. But if I got those two confused early in the video, I'm so sorry about that. So sorry about that.
For 93 and $1.5 million in compensation.
Ooh.
Williams then tried to get Mansell to accept a reduced offer, claiming Ayrton Senna was willing to drive for the team for free. An upset Mansell told Frank to go ahead and sign Senna.
But Senna and Prost are pretty obvious to tell who's who, though. Let me just shut up. I'm making a video longer than it should be. My bad. Let me just shut up.
Never on the cards, as Prost had already vetoed having the Brazilian as his teammate.
He ain't doing that.
Or as Frank later put it, both men being hard-headed idiots.
Damn.
Mansell called a press conference at the Italian Grand Prix to announce he was retiring from F1. Williams made a last-second attempt to stop him, telling him the original deal was back on the table, but in Mansell's eyes it was too late. Mansell later said that if that offer had come a day earlier he would have taken it, while Williams said if Mansell had held off making his sudden announcement, it would have all been resolved the following day. Newey was unhappy with how Mansell was treated, and when he signed a contract extension in 1993, it included a clause saying he would be involved in major decisions, including driver selection. That didn't mean Newey would be able to block a decision by Frank and Patrick, who owned 70 and 30% of the team at that stage, as they could still outvote him 2-1, but Newey would at least have a say.
Jesus, so Mansell was a pretty big factor in what they did. Obviously, bringing in Newey, you know, was like Tombstone, something like that. They said obviously was a very big help. But when you had drivers like Senna and Prost, and of course Prost doesn't want to be Senna's teammate. I mean, we've seen it. We've seen it. Those two crashing, those two getting into it. I mean, hey, like, I mean, both sides. I mean, yeah, you know, Mansell can say if it came, you know, a day earlier, and then Williams can say, you know, if he waited one more day. I mean, both sides, you know, pick your side or whatever. But I mean, my man called a press conference after the Italian Grand Prix and basically said, I'm done. I'm not doing this shit no more. You know what I mean? That's tough. That's hard. That's tough. Doing the wave.
Saying big decisions was set in stone with the next deal he signed in 1995. Now it was enshrined in his contract that he would be consulted on decisions about drivers, engine supplier, and technical battles with the FIA. As Newey described in his excellent book called How to Build a Car, no more decisions made over lunch for me to learn about them much later. There was also a pay rise, which was never Newey's main motivation, but reflected the success he'd helped Williams achieve.
Look at the fade. Who's that, Damon Hill? Like the fade, man.
The new arrangement seemed to be working as it was supposed to. Newey was on holiday in the summer of 1995 when IndyCar star Jacques Villeneuve was given a test as a possible replacement for David Coulthard. The agreement between Newey, Williams and Head was that the Indy 500 winner needed to get within 1 second of the pace on another test. Villeneuve got within half a second of Damon Hill, and without another test, or Newey being consulted, he was signed for 1996.
Damn, Williams! And my man Newey just had his contract. He must be part of like the decision making and stuff like that, especially regarding driver selections. And they just signed, but without even, oh my god. No wonder. I mean, no wonder shit went left with Williams. Making mistakes.
Test.
You have all this talent, stuff like that.
Half a second of Damon Hill, and without another test, or Newey being consulted, he was signed for 1996.
I'll be pissed too.
Newey reminded Williams on his return that his contract made it very clear he was supposed to be involved in those decisions.
Right.
He didn't take well to the initial response of, but you were on holiday, and Frank eventually apologised, saying it was a force of habit.
Oh my god.
Newey was assured it wouldn't happen again.
Strike 3, replacing Hill. Damon Hill.
Just months later, Williams failed to honour that promise, although Newey wouldn't find out until well into 1996. After Hill's troubled 95 season, where he took a beating from Michael Schumacher, Williams took the decision over the winter to sign Heinz-Harald Frentzen to replace him for 1997.
Ooh.
The deal was signed before the 96 season started, but Newey didn't find out until August. When Newey asked Head about mounting...
Williams is just screwing themselves. I mean, Williams is just screwing themselves.
For 1997. The deal was signed before the 96 season started, but Newey didn't find out until August. When Newey asked Head about mounting speculation that Frentzen was replacing Hill, Head confessed the bosses had been meaning to tell him. Newey was furious. Things were made worse because Newey had moved back into a race engineering role in 96, working with Hill following the departure of David Brown to McLaren with Coulthard. It was a repeat of the Mansell affair. Williams was booting out another British driver on the verge of winning the title. Newey still doesn't know why he wasn't told about the Frentzen deal, but it was another clear example of Williams not honouring the terms of his contract.
At all.
Newey told Williams he wanted to leave, and when he was reminded he was under contract until 1999, he said that agreement had already been broken by Williams for not consulting with him on these big driver decisions. By now, Newey felt it was clear he'd be a fool to believe any further promises of it won't happen again. He later described Williams and Head as creatures of habit who couldn't adapt to a new order, and that he understood there wasn't room for a third person at the table.
Facts. Was there another reason?
Newey
Possibly.
had McLaren, and Williams assumed his complaints about his contract not being honoured were just a ploy to get a pay rise. Frank Williams went above McLaren's offer without even telling Head. Newey declined the offer, and even as the battle appeared set to head into messy legal proceedings, Williams still thought it was just about the money. While this was going on, Newey was trying to finish work in late 1996 on the following year's Williams FW19. But under legal advice, he had to take leave from Williams in November before the work on what would become the team's final championship-winning car was complete. Newey was looking forward to his day in court, although it never got that far as McLaren settled matters with Williams in advance. Having mellowed on the situation in the years since, Newey accepts today that it's probably a good thing it didn't turn into a fully blown legal fight.
True.
It's often been rumoured that what Newey really wanted out of Williams was a stake in the team. He has never spoken about that directly, although his comment about there being no room for a third person at the table could be interpreted along those lines. In 2012, Frank Williams said Newey wanted shares in the team, and he accepts it was a mistake not to hand over a small percentage to give Newey the feeling he was truly a part of Williams.
Yeah, my man was just trying to eat at the table with everybody. You know what I mean? He's doing all of this, race engineer, car engineer, whatever. Top guy came over, winning, stuff like that. And he has these contract obligations, which he's getting promised to have, for certain things, to allow him to do certain things. And that, like I said, came with, especially with the choosing your driver selections. And Williams isn't really going for that. So, if I'm Newey and then McLaren sends me an offer, I'm going to entertain it. You know what I mean? I'm going to flirt with it. You know what I mean? Just like how you guys are girls flirt with that guy or girl. You're not really trying to get him or her, but you are going to, flirt with it, tease. You think I make kind of a mistake? Not even 5%? 10%? And I'm doing all of this? Now, if I'm wrong, like I said, I always tell you guys, please correct me if I'm always wrong. But I'm with Newey, man. I'm with Newey.
After a period of gardening leave, Newey joined McLaren in August 1997 and immediately set to work designing the MP4-13 that would win the following year's championship with Mika Hakkinen. Another championship double followed in 1999, while Williams fell back with aging customer Renault engines and a lack of design direction following.
Ooh, that looked nice.
Williams appeared to be back on the path to success with BMW in the early 2000s. It had the best engine on the grid, but team insiders have since admitted the cars it produced were not up to the task.
Ugh.
Toppling Ferrari at that time wouldn't have been easy, but who knows what a Newey designed BMW-powered Williams could have achieved. And more importantly, how different would the 21st century have looked for Williams if it had given Newey what he wanted in the 90s?
Just shit.
As we said at the start of this video, the end of the Frank Williams era should be a time to look back at the team's great achievements during that time. So as well as commenting on the Newey situation, let us know what your favourite memories, cars or drivers are from Williams' history.
I'm with Newey, man. I'm doing all this and you guys still can't respect me. I'm with Newey, man. But I love to engage with you guys in the comment section. Y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Man. Anyway, we seen it, man. Obviously, losing Nigel Mansell, Damon Hill, and then Villeneuve twice. My man Newey got screwed, and probably more. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. We'll see you guys later.